What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing how to start trading with only $500. I know there's a lot of younger people that are looking to get into the stock market and they don't have a lot of money to begin with. So this video is specifically going to be made for you. And if you guys are not too familiar with how I started my trading career, I started with only $270 and have grown it to much more. But yeah, stick around for this video. Maybe you'll get some helpful tips and tricks. But if you guys could, make sure to click that like as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. It would mean the absolute world to me. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. So as you guys heard me say at the beginning of this, I only started trading with $270 just because I was in college, I was working for minimum wage, I only had $2,000 in my savings account. Therefore, I really did not have much money to start trading with. So the most amount of money I was willing to afford to lose was going to be $270. That was it. If I lost the $270, I was going to quit trading, and thank God I didn't lose that $270 because I wouldn't be where I am today. But anyways, I do want to talk about, some of the tips and tricks that I did end up taking to help me grow that $270 account into what it is today. But yeah, let's talk about it. So I think the biggest thing is going to be is if you're starting with a small account, stay away from the names like Facebook, Tesla, Microsoft, Nvidia. So stay away from the big names because the option premiums are going to be very expensive. And let's be honest, you can lose your entire account with just trading one contract of Nvidia. They usually go for around $400 to $500 anyway. So if you took one Nvidia contract and you lost 50%, well, you blew half of your account. So in reality, what you want to be doing, especially if you're a small account, is you want to be sticking to the smaller names. So stuff like, I would say CCL, AAL, Delta Airlines, United Airlines, Plug Power, and the list goes on and on and on. I have a video, I'm going to leave it down in the description. It's how to find stocks to trade as a small account, but make sure you guys definitely do watch that video because you do want to be aiming for contracts that are going to be roughly around $50 to $100. Now, the next thing that I did when I was growing my small account was I ended up taking profits when needed. So with a small account, I'm not looking for, 500% gains. Ideally, I was looking for like 20% returns on my day trades while having a 20% stop loss, as well as my swing trades looking for like a 50% return while risking around 50%. So around a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio is going to be very important. Newer traders, what they end up doing is they end up taking profits at only like 5 to 10% because they see the profits and they're like, boom, I'm gonna take it. But somehow their losers end up being 30, 40, 50, even 60% because they're scared to take the hit. So the most important thing is going to be as soon as you realize that the stock is going to be a loser, and that's going to come with time, but once you feel uncomfortable in that position and you believe the position is going to go against you, just immediately exit the trade. I promise you, you're going to save yourself a lot of pain and you're going to save yourself a lot of your account. But using a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio is going to be super important, like I said, and using proper risk management, as well as trading stocks that actually fit inside of your budget. Again, don't be trading Tesla, don't be trading Nvidia if you're a small account. Now, I would say ideally, if you're going to be starting with only $500, I would probably try to avoid swing trading just because swing trading, it's going to be super hard to do as a small account because swing trades, your profit loss is always going to fluctuate. You might be down like 30%, but then the next day you're up 40%. There's overnight news that can hit. So say a stock gaps down and you're in calls. Well, your call option could be negative 80% at the market open, which is way over what you were willing to lose to begin with. So like I said, my suggestion would be probably stick more so to day trading than swing trading. If it's like a really cheap swing trade and you do feel comfortable with the risk, then absolutely feel free to take it. But I wouldn't be going as heavy on the swing trades at first, especially if you have a small account. Now, speaking from experience, if you are in a position, especially if you're day trading, do not walk away from the computer. That is something that I personally made a mistake on, was leaving an open position, walking away from my phone because at that time I was at work and everything. So I was doing all of the trading off of my phone, walked away from my phone for 20 minutes, came back, and I lost the entire contract value. So if you're in a contract, especially if you're a small account, you have to be staring at the position, the chart, whatever it is, the entire time that you are actually in the trade. Now, if you're a bigger account and you have way less contracts than you usually play around with and you walk around for 20 minutes, okay, that's something different because I did that last week. I went into a Facebook position, walked away from my computer for a couple of minutes, and then came back. But again, I was lightly sized. If I were to be in that trade with my full position, I would not be walking away from the monitor. Now, if you're a small account and you only have $500 and you're taking a $120 position or even a $100 position, well, if you walk away for 5 minutes, you come back and that's down -50, -70%, well, you just lost a good portion of your portfolio. So again, do not make that mistake of walking away. I don't know what it is with a lot of new traders. They kind of just put in the position and then they forget about it, come back later, and guess what? They lost a whole position. The other thing is going to be having a reliable broker that is actually going to execute your trades when needed. So get off of Robinhood. I know a lot of new traders, for some reason, they love Robinhood. Get on a much more reliable broker. I would say Tastyworks is going to be a very good broker. ThinkorSwim, which is going to be my all-time favorite, so ThinkorSwim by TD Ameritrade. If you're outside the United States, definitely look into interactive brokers. That's probably going to be your best bet. But yeah, don't use Robinhood. Robinhood is terrible at your fills, and more than likely, I would say like 90% of the time, you're not going to get filled where you want to buy, and you're not going to get filled where you want to sell, which as a result, you're probably going to have to end up chasing the trade, and by the time you get into it, it's going to be way too late. And then when you're trying to sell it, it's going to be way too late to sell at maximum profit. So make sure you guys do have a broker open that does offer hotkeys and they offer proper execution. Now, is it going to be easy to grow your $500 account into, let's just say, $25,000? Absolutely not. So again, something that people with small accounts, what they try to do is they try to grow that account very, very quickly. But if that is all the money that you have, odds are that you are not going to grow it into $25,000 within the next 2 weeks, even 2 months, or even 2 years. So let's just say you're a small account and you're focusing on growing your portfolio anywhere from 1 to 2% a day. Well, if you're starting with 500 and you make 2% today, you're at 510. So instead of trying to rush the growing process of your account, just focus on consistency. If you're averaging around 1 to 2% of your portfolio per day and you're staying consistent with very few red days, within the long run, your account is going to grow pretty rapidly. A big mistake that the newer traders make is they just, I don't know what it is, they treat trading like it's gambling and they think that they're going to grow their $500 account into $25,000 by next week. But I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys, that is more than likely not going to be possible. But anyways, that's going to wrap up this video on how to start trading with $500. Hopefully that did help. I just wanted to give you guys a few tips and tricks that I personally used when growing my small account. But as always, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to click that like as well as clicking that subscribe and that bell icon. It would mean the absolute world to me. As always, everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.